The last method is called elimination. Now, elimination we're really only going to use if both of our equations are in standard. So, which means where both the x's and y's are on the same side of the equation. So actually, all of these you could solve by solving everything for y and plugging them in the calculator and finding that. So I'm going to show you one example of that. And if you want to use that method, that's fine, but I would like you to also learn the elimination method as well. But you could do it. So in this case, we're going to solve for y. So we need to get y by itself, so we do minus 2x on both sides. And y equals negative 2x minus 16. This one, we need to get y by itself, so we do the opposite of the x. So we have minus y equals minus 3x minus 4. Remember, we can't add those together because one's an x and one's not. We don't want negative y, we want positive y, so we can change the sign as long as we change all the signs. So we've got these two equations, and we can just plug those into the y equals. Minus 2x minus 16 and 3x plus 4. And we go into our table, and we're going to find out where these two are the same. It looks like it's going to be right there. And so our answer is negative 4, negative 8. So that's one method you could do. If you can solve everything for y, then you can just plug it right into the calculator and be done. The other method, if you don't like solving for y, or if you just want to learn this method, which you should if you're going to go on in your math, it's called elimination. Now in elimination, what we're trying to do is, remember again, we have to get rid of one variable to be able to solve. We have to have only one variable. So we're going to eliminate or get rid of one of them by adding these sides of the equations to these sides of the equations in a way that gets rid of a variable. In this case, our y, positive y, and our negative y, if I add those together, they're going to go away, right? Because plus y and minus y is 0. So they go away. So all we have to do on this one is just add our 3x minus y, and we're just going to write it right underneath like we're going to add. And then we add this, and we add this. So that goes away, and we get 5x equals negative 20. And we solve that, and x is equal to negative 4, which is the same thing we had over here. Okay? But then to find the y value on this, we have to put this back into one of these two equations. So I'm going to put it into this one. So 2 times whatever x is, and I have to solve this for y. And remember, if we really wanted to, we could go into our calculator and we could just plug this in. 2 times negative 4 plus x equals negative 16. And we look for where these two are the same, and that's going to be our answer. So it's going to be at negative 8, which is what we already knew. But actually, it takes longer to type that in than just to solve it. So we're just going to solve it real quick. So 2 times negative 4 is negative 8 plus y equals negative 16. We need to get y by itself, so I need to do the opposite. Negative 8. And that's our answer. Okay, so it's up to you. If you feel like it's easier for you to change everything into y equals and just plug it into the calculator and be done, that's okay. You can solve it that way. Not a problem at all. If you don't think that's easy, or you just want to go ahead and learn this method, which I recommend, then you would solve it out by hand this way. So let's take a look at the next one. So is there anything opposite here? Yes, the y and the negative y. So this one's easy again. So all we do is we write this underneath. Y and negative y cancel. We get 7x equals 14. Divide both sides by 7. And x equals 2. Now that we know that x equals 2, we got to find out what y equals. So we're going to do 4 times whatever x equals. We found out it equals 2 plus y equals 0. 8 plus y equals 0. Minus 8 minus 8. Y equals negative 8. So our answer is 2, negative 8. Alright, so now on this next one, though, actually a little bit harder. Because if you look, 2x and 5x, those aren't opposite. Negative y and positive 6y, those aren't opposite. So we're going to have to do something to make them opposite. So what we can do here is if I multiply this by 6, isn't negative 6 the opposite of positive 6? Well, I can do that. As long as I multiply everything by 6. So I have 12x plus 6y equals negative 72, because I just multiplied everything by 6. Now that's opposite, so I can just write this underneath. 5x plus, that was negative, I'm sorry, 6y equals 38. That cancels. 17x equals 34. Negative 34. You can use a calculator for that. That's okay. Divided by 17. Divided by 17. And x equals negative 2. So if x is equal to negative 2, we need to find out what y equals. So we're going to put it back into here. And we get 2 times whatever x equals minus y equals negative 12. Negative 4 minus y equals negative 12. Add 4 to both sides. Negative 8. Don't want negative y though, I want positive y, and I can change my sign as long as I change them all. So my answer is x equals negative 2 and positive 8. And of course you don't need to write the positive. Okay, on this one again, the y's are opposite, so you just write this over here. And those cancel and add those and then solve the rest of it. The y's are opposite, so that's just as easy. And that's it for this worksheet. We'll get into the little bit harder one later on.